Welcome to Treasure Valley Podcast. I'm Chuck. Today's episode is brought to you by LowerGentry Studios. Here at LowerGentry Studios, we create thought-provoking content with integrity, and we enjoy every aspect because we're hedonists. You can go to www.lowergentrystudios.com if you want to check out some local filmmakers' content. There is this podcast, Treasure Valley Podcast, as well as a feature film, We Speak, that's available to stream on Amazon Prime, and finally a web series entitled Canyon County that you can stream off the website and YouTube. All of that above content is very good. Welcome, Elliot.
Thank you, Chuck. Thank you for having me. Today it's just you and I again. It's kind of like the old days. Not the old days when it was just you and another random person, but
let's reminisce about 2 months ago when we changed the format.
Yeah.
I feel like the time frame for reminiscing about things has definitely shortened.
Yes, for sure.
In our culture.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh man, remember beginning of the summer?
Mm-hmm.
It was so different, such a different time.
I know.
In a different place.
I was more naive back then. But
I
think
feel the same way.
The loss of innocence, though, you gain experience. So
true.
I'm very happy about that.
2 months worth.
Uh-huh.
I've grown a lot in the last couple months.
What makes today special, Chuck?
Today is special because a couple of famous people, nefarious.
Ooh.
A couple of nefarious people had events happen to them.
Dang it, I need a new word of the day now for later. I'm just kidding.
Oh, darn it.
I
thought I was going to nail it on that one.
Yeah.
So John Dillinger was shot by federal agents in Chicago outside of the Biograph Theater in 1934.
John Dillinger, one of my favorite bank robbers besides Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah, I don't know where I stand on that. I guess since we have a duo podcast, I have to vote in favor of the duo, the bank robbing duo.
Yeah.
Yeah, but John Dillinger was pretty good. He did not rob the people that were in line for the tellers. He only robbed the vaults. Mm-hmm. So he was kind of a Robin Hood.
I always kind of wonder if that's mainly like a media thing, because at the time people were so angry at banks that anybody that was doing it to stick it to the banks just kind of seemed like a hero. You know, I feel like he's rife for a historical reassessment. Oh yeah, we should have done that. Yeah, well we didn't though. So cool, John Dillinger.
We'll send you all home with some homework.
Yeah, okay.
The next nefarious person was Jeffrey Dahmer. On July 2nd, 1991, he was arrested by the Milwaukee Police Department.
Jeffrey Dahmer, he's my favorite serial killer.
Is he your favorite?
I don't know, maybe not.
I like Gacy because he dressed up as a clown.
Jinx. Chuck.
Thank you.
Okay.
This is going to be a really long podcast if I couldn't talk.
Yeah, I know.
I appreciate it.
I would have had to grab your note cards and then look at them and be like, did you mean this? And then you'd have to either shake your head or nod. And
then you would have had to explain for those people that just tune in on the MP3 whether or not I was...
We should do that one day where one of us just doesn't speak at all.
Okay, this is getting old.
All right, events.
Let's do events.
I think we both chose not to speak since I didn't specifically say.
Oh yeah, we would have to plan that ahead of time a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, here it comes. Events of the Treasure Valley.
What's going on?
What's going on? What's going on in the Treasure Valley?
What's going on in the Treasure Valley?
There are two groups that are friends of ours that are going to be performing this week.
Which two groups? Which friends? We have what friends?
Friends.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So, well, you know.
Yeah.
We know them.
Yeah.
And they're nice.
They are really nice.
So Up Is the Down is going to be playing at the Olympic at 8 p.m. July 24th, this Wednesday.
I love Up Is the Down is the...
Up Is the Down is a great musical act.
Yes, it is.
You can actually check out...
They were on the podcast. Just Andrew.
Andrew's on the podcast.
Yeah, playing solo guitar, doing his jazzy poppy thing. I enjoyed the jazz pop amalgam, the mix of the jazz and the pop. That
at the same time. It's not just a little bit of jazz and then some pop.
Yeah, it doesn't
afterward.
stop like mid-song. He doesn't like start with like Brubeck and then he just stops and starts singing Britney Spears. It's like,
it's a solid song. There isn't just a random bridge in there that goes from jazz to pop.
Though. I really enjoy his album.
It's good stuff.
Always Forward Always. Forward Always is the name of the album.
Forward, right? I think he does that loop thing, so it's Forward Always Forward.
Forward always. I know there's 2 tracks on that album, and because it begins with Forward Always and then ends with Always Forward.
Yeah.
And I can never remember what the name of the album is. Sorry, Andrew, if you're listening to this. But anyway, you should go see him.
Go see him
his
play.
Band play at the Olympic. It's at 8 p.m. Correct?
Yes.
I don't mean to take away your. I don't want to.
Can I please talk about the events? This is the way it's structured.
Sorry.
I kind of like that idea of one of us not talking all of a sudden. All right. So the next event that I wanted to talk about is The Trees is having an album release at the Visual Arts Collective, 8 p.m. Friday.
Or the VAC. You can call it the VAC as well for the initiated.
Oh, Visual Arts Collective. It's an acronym.
Yeah. It's
I don't know.
You've been there before?
I can't remember.
Really?
I'm really bad at names of people and buildings.
I went and saw Deerhoof
location.
there the first time that I saw Deerhoof.
Oh, no, I have been there. Is that in Garden City?
Yeah, it's in Garden City.
Oh,
it's
nice.
It's kind of off of like a back alley, like near a gas station.
Everything important is off a back alley in Garden City. For those of you in
or
Garden
near
City.
the like carnival, wherever the fucking state fair place or whatever.
Yeah.
Everything in Garden City is just in relation to that. Is like, is it next to this gas station or next to the fair place?
Yeah, there's a very prominent gas station.
Yeah.
And then the state fairgrounds where everything happens, except for the horse races anymore.
Yeah, but anyway. But
left.
about the trees. I love their the EP that they made a couple of years ago, and they were very nice enough to play at our release party for Canyon County, and they're great guys.
Yeah.
And they make really good music. It's kind of that not bluegrass. I would take it back. Sorry, guys. It's more like Americana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Americana. It's crunchy.
Is it? No, I feel like crunchy is the wrong adjective too.
Smooth.
I don't know if it's that. I don't know.
I'm trying to figure out the texture of it because I don't know. It tickles my eardrums though.
Yeah, I really enjoy it.
So that's why I went with.
It's like within a tradition, but then it has its own area of the tradition. You know what I'm saying?
This is very vague.
Yeah. But
we should continue to describe it and not trust anybody to listen to the actual music.
Yeah, exactly.
Which you can just get on Spotify now, so just listen to it.
Oh, that's the same with Up Is the Down as well.
Up Is the Down is on Spotify as well. So just listen to it. Gosh darn it, this is local stuff.
Gosh darn it.
Gosh darn it.
Gosh darn it.
Yeah, all right. Young hooligan whipping snappers.
Anyway, so that's Wednesday.
Whipping snappers is what I said.
Yeah, dang it, that's my other word of the day. Speaking of word of the day.
Let's do one.
Yeah.
Word of the day. Word of the day. Word of the day. Word of the day.
We've got the word of the day. What will we say?
The word of the day.
You will learn something today. And here it comes.
The word of the day.
Kerfuffle.
Word of the day. Word of the day. Word of the day. Word of the day.
That was the word of the day. What did we say?
I'm not gonna repeat it.
That's why every Tuesday we tune in to hear
the word of the day.
I think it's very important to say that today is actually Monday that we're releasing this.
Yes, and
so the word of the day song is very much inaccurate.
True.
But that's okay.
Hopefully you weren't basing your day on this podcast and trying to decide what day it was, because we're releasing it a day early. I like that word of the day. I don't want to say it, but it made me hungry.
Mm-hmm.
I could use one of those
I'm very
at my
hungry
lunch.
as well.
Is that? I don't know if that's the correct use of the word of that word of the day.
I don't know.
But
I don't know.
You
what
can
it means
always
either.
look it up.
Yeah. So just rewind the podcast.
We don't make these words up. They are words, and they're English words so far.
Yeah, maybe
strictly.
Should we do some? We should throw in some random.
I think we
ones,
need
like
to bring in
ones.
Well, we need to bring some languages back.
Yeah.
Because there's this thing about dead languages that people don't care enough about. We're into environmental conservation, but nobody cares about all the languages that are dying in this world.
Well, okay.
So
then we're going to do it slowly through our word of the day segment?
No, I think we should probably just start doing the podcast in Latin. Should we talk about problems and solutions?
I have nothing, man. Yeah,
okay.
Sure.
You've got problems. I've got problems. We've got problems. Here's the answer.
All right. We talked about serial killers.
We did talk a great deal about serial killers.
Because why today is special, you mentioned Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yes, and he was a serial killer.
He killed people, like
a lot of people.
Yeah, and I think that
very meditated.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Premeditated.
That's the thing with serial killers is that they really work for their kill.
Mm-hmm.
They stalk one person, they look at that one person, they obsess about that one person, they wonder how their neck connects to their head,
Yeah.
To the point where they just need to find out
Yes.
like how that works.
And then sometimes they feel a little guilty that they can't reassemble the person after they take them apart.
Yeah, exactly.
I imagine. I don't know if that was ever part of any of the interviews of these serial killers, but I'm sure that there was a little bit of guilt early on.
Yeah, maybe. I bet they're not too hard on themselves though.
Probably not, since most of them are active for decades. But so we should probably talk about a potential solution to mass shootings, because we
didn't actually say what the problem was, right? Because
the problem right now is mass shootings get tons of media coverage.
Yeah, and then the mass shootings are actually, there's a lot of them. We looked up mass shootings, right? Because I said there's 61 mass shootings since 2000. There's been 61 mass shootings. That's people that run into a place, right? They have a gun, they just kill a bunch. It's like a killing spree, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's different than serial killers, though.
And how many serial killers have been active since 2000?
48.
So right now, you're telling me, Elliot,
Yes.
that there are active serial killers in the United States and the media isn't covering it.
Yeah, and I think the unintended consequence of the media not covering serial killers.
I feel an urge to just kind of like check behind the curtain behind
those of
me.
you listening, he's just looking at he's looking out the window and the curtain behind him.
Well, I know what to do in a mass shooting because they cover it on the news. You're supposed to scream and charge the person if you're close enough, or you're supposed to run away if you hear other people screaming, which I think is kind of common sense.
They came out with a really funny video about mass shootings where you start off by run, hide, fight. Does it in like that order?
Oh, run, hide, fight.
Yeah.
And then
So you
serial
can't
killers, like, that's, you don't know. Because you're probably, if you're a target, they know what you're up to right now. And they probably know what reaction you would have.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of work. And they don't get any media coverage.
I know. And
And
I
they
feel bad.
copycat.
I feel bad for us
Psycho's
because we
copycat.
don't really know. We don't have like a good plan in place for dealing with serial killers, for the victims. And then I feel bad for the serial killers because they put in a lot of time and they don't get the notoriety that obviously they used to get in the 70s, with Silver Sam and what was the Zodiac guy in California just murdering people.
Yeah,
he only murdered a few, but he got a lot of media attention out of that.
He did, and they never even found him.
I
So you
know.
can get away with being a serial killer potentially.
Yeah. So I'm
you
just
do for a
wondering-
very long period of time. It's they start to get riskier and riskier with their actions,
Yeah.
and eventually they get caught. And it takes them a really long time to kill the same amount of people as a mass shooting.
Yeah.
And I feel like the media is overly excited about the mass shootings, and it's costing people's lives.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, they shut
yeah,
up about the serial killers because they didn't want to have copycats, but then with the mass shootings, I don't know.
I don't know either.
Priorities
and so
are
now
messed
our
up.
homicidal maniacs are going into mass shooting. Like
Yeah.
if it's like
Lazy.
career paths, career paths, like our homicidal maniacs are going mass shooting as opposed to maybe 40 years ago, they would have just become a serial killer. One, they probably would have killed fewer people. And two, they probably would have enjoyed it more because it's more of, it's more of a rewarding system,
It's like a taxidermist almost.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Look,
you have to learn a craft. You have to learn how to stalk people. You have to learn about how to disembowel them, right?
Yeah.
Killing spree, it's just instant gratification. You just run in with a gun, you kill everybody, and then all of a sudden, like, it's time to commit suicide or get
And
shot.
you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah. And taxidermists, it's like if you do it on animals, it's totally 100% okay. And then if you do it on people,
God forbid.
you can't hunt people and then turn them into a lampshade in your den
For sure.
because that's frowned upon.
Yeah. So I think what we're talking about is the kind of a multi-layered problem. Right?
Yes.
So I think the big thing though is just if the media could go back to covering serial killers, we'd have our homicidal maniacs go towards that avenue. Maybe fewer school shootings.
I
right?
mean, we've gotten used to it as a society as far as like the least worst option in presidential elections since the country almost started, I'm pretty sure. So we've been choosing the least worst option.
And I think I'm going to choose serial killer. Yeah.
Serial killer, if we give them PR, and you can look them up. They're active serial killers right now.
Man,
We haven't heard
we
of
didn't
them.
recognize any of them since 2000.
Nope.
Nobody's name is on that. Nobody
Yeah.
that you
Dahmer was the most famous one, and he got captured in 1991.
I know.
That was almost 20 years ago. 30. Man, I'm just chopping decades off of my life.
Yeah, I know. You
At
don't
my age number, I still feel like I'm 25.
really?
No.
I don't feel like I'm 25.
No.
I'm young. I'm a little bit younger than you. Anyway, are you ready for a joke of a hat?
Yeah, let's wait. What solution is? Make sure that
more media coverage.
more media coverage
for serial killers. That would solve so many societal
so
problems.
many problems.
All right, are we going to do a joke from a hat?
Yeah, let's do a joke from a hat.
Yeah.
Take a joke from a hat when you read it. I'll bet that that you make someone laugh. It's a joke from a hat.
All right.
Today's hat is a hand knit hat from Mexico.
Yay.
Would you like to take a joke from it and read it to us, Elliot?
Yes, I would, Chuck. Thank you.
That's good. I didn't know if you didn't want to do that. I don't know what would happen next.
I just would have started playing the exit music.
Okay.
Maybe that should... Nah, never mind. I won't do it. Okay, here it is. The joke. What's a hat's favorite holiday?
Ooh, what is it?
Hallow-beanie.
Oh my goodness gracious.
That is awful. That's a really bad joke.
Yeah, I'm not going to laugh at that one, but... This episode was brought to you by LowerGentry Studios.
I will right now.
www.lowergentrystudios.com. You can check out original content from local filmmakers. There is a feature film that you can stream on Amazon Prime. It is entitled We Speak. You can also watch 9 episodes of an original web series entitled Canyon County. And finally, you can catch episodes of this podcast, Treasure Valley Podcast. Thanks for listening.
Peace.